Another day, another firmware update to cover, and this one is something we've been waiting for on the Element Roam, and that is turn-by-turn navigational cues for routes that we've exported from Strava and other sources. Winding back a little bit to the Element and the Element Bolt, the mapping on those units required us to use a third party to pull down the turn-by-turn navigational cues, and that was Komoot, RideWithGPS, and Strava was a sticking point. You could create a route with Strava, it would have the cues listed in Strava to turn here, turn left, turn right, etc., but it wouldn't export those to the head unit, and it just became a crumb trail with distance to go, and that was it. With the release of the Element Roam, the Roam unit in particular has a lot smarter mapping. It has all the metadata on here, it knows roads, it knows routes, it knows types of roads, etc. So now when you pull down a route file from Strava or elsewhere, such as a TCX file, the Roam will calculate the turn-by-turn navigations, pull them up on screen, and away you go. Today what I'm going to cover is just a basic route creation of my sheep patrol loop here in Ballarat, 40 kilometres, pretty square loop. The syncing of that over to the Roam, and then we'll get out on the road and have a look at what those navigation cues look like. Okay, getting stuck straight into this with the Strava route builder and starting off at the local coffee shop, which is where all good rides should start and finish. So clicking through here from the coffee shop out the main road here called the Avenue of Honour in Ballarat to the first turn. And we'll put the point just there. Okay, that gives us 10 kilometers. Here's a little tricky intersection, so I'll just make sure I get the route. Oh, that's interesting. It's the wrong side of the road, but we'll still roll with that. Up here to the northern part of the course, near the Eastern Vet Cycling Club across the top, and let's just speed this up because creating routes is pretty boring. Get back here into town, and that's a bike path overpass. Okay, back to the lake, back to my bike path isn't quite there, so we're going to end on the side road to there. Okay, overall, what we're looking at there, 43 kilometer loop, sheep patrol, quite simple, but a good test for this turn-by-turn nav. And you can see here on the left, there are all the cues that Strava does create, but doesn't export. All right, we'll save this one here. We'll give this, I can save it as a private route, and it will still sync to the Wahoo Roam. I'll call this one Sheep Patrol clockwise and Winter Sheep Patrol clockwise. Alrighty, just have a quick overview of that, and there we go. So Ballarat Winter Sheep Patrol clockwise, ready to go and sync to the Wahoo head unit. All right, so head unit turned on. Now this is updated to the latest firmware as of recording. We'll wait for this to boot up. Okay, once this is loaded, we page over to the routes. We hit route and we force a sync by the middle button there. That's going to connect to my Wi-Fi, which is already set up here on the Element Roam. We give it a few moments as it syncs the Wahoo routes. Strava routes, that's where the new one's going to come from, and all other link services. Okay, so Ballarat Winter Sheep Patrol has popped up there, first one on the list. Okay, all syncing now complete. We'll scroll down to the route that is now synced from my Strava route creation. We'll have a quick look at that. It's going to load the route, do all the calculations to add the turn-by-turn nav. Give it a few moments for it to think. And there we go. On screen, distance to go, distance to next queue. We have a look at the route queues by pressing routes. And there are all our queues for the turn-by-turn nav from a Strava route. Quite a simple route, this one, but I just wanted to make sure it worked at a basic level. There we go, down to arrive. And along the bottom there, we have the route elevation profile, which is shown on screen here. Another new feature that has been added to the Element and Element Roam, not the Bolt in this case, is the ability to add the route profile to the map screen. So to do that, we go to Pages, we scroll down to the map section there, and we can just toggle Show Elevation Profile on the same map screen. Now there's enough screen real estate on the Roam and the Element, not quite on the Bolt though. So those are the two systems from Wahoo that allow this new function. Okay, that's all good to go. It's time to get out and ride the bike. So here we are, first few kilometers on the bike. We have distance to go. We have distance to next queue. If I scroll to the queues, you can see those now displaying on screen. Okay, so 250 meters to go, and the queue pops up for the first turn right on Sheep Patrol off Remembrance Drive, and for the journey north. And here's our turn. Working as expected. Next up, further down the road, near the bike club. Now I'm using the buttons on top of the DI2 to scroll, and as I'm scrolling, the turn-by-turn nav does pop up on any screen that I have. So you can see there I was on another screen, I wasn't on the mapping screen, and the turn-by-turn navigation popped up with a few hundred meters to go into the turn. Scrolling through the pages there with the DI2 button, back to the maps, and the LEDs along the top indicating which direction to turn, which is this way. Beautiful day out. So there we are, job done for the basic test. So there we are, a successful test of a Strava route creation, export, and the turn-by-turn navigational cues now popping up on the Element Roam. Now remember, this isn't going to be a feature available on the Element Bolt or the original Element because they do not have the maps on board like the Element Roam does to do all that calculation on the head unit itself. So if you want those turn-by-turn cues, it's going to be the Roam. And today we had a heads up from Wahoo. They will officially be supporting the Varia radar, or the Ant Plus radar spec, coming soon, not only to the Roam, but also the Bolt and the Element. So stay tuned to this channel for that. It's very, very cool. Hit subscribe. You'll find out about it as soon as it's released. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.